Wow! Hello, Kamloops! It is always great to be home. I want to start off by acknowledging that we're on the traditional territory of the Secwepemc peoples. And it is a tremendous privilege to be here. And what an amazing crowd here tonight with us. I see so many friends, so many neighbors, so many colleagues. An audience of British Columbians who love their province and care deeply about its future. Care deeply about ensuring we create the best possible future for our kids. And I say together because I do need your help, all of your help. This is not a journey for one person or on his or her own. This is not a time for divisiveness. This is not a time to be attacking each other as BC Liberals. This is a time for a fresh perspective, a new generation of leadership that inspires people to come together to make life better for British Columbians. To believe in our future. Because only by coming together are we going to be able to defeat John Horgan and the NDP and return BC to a path of prosperity and hope. Of strength and growth. A path where anything is possible through hard work and determination. Now, I know this from my own life and experience. It's been almost 20 years since I made the second best decision of my life. And that second best decision of my life was starting a tech business and moving that business here to Kamloops. And trust me, it was no cakewalk. It was a lot of hard work. It was a lot of sleepless nights, knowing that our team was relying on decisions that I made in order to be able to feed their families and pursue their dreams. But that's what life is all about, isn't it? Having an idea, one that people will say won't work, that those already established say isn't realistic, is too out there, it's too ambitious, but an idea that you know right here in your heart is the right thing to do. Today, because I didn't give up, because I worked hard, because I surrounded myself with smart, determined, energetic people, that idea is still thriving here in Kamloops as tech number 4 out of approximately 200 tech companies that are in Kamloops today. Yes, I believe in our future. Which brings me to the best decision that I've ever made. 17 years ago this past summer, I married the love of my life, Chantel. She's my partner, my number one supporter, and my inspiration for everything that is good in life. And I'm still scratching my head as to how I got her to agree to go out with me for dinner that first night when we met, but she hasn't come to her senses yet, so I think there might be hope for me. Together we have 3 incredible children. Hannah, Sydney, and Caitlin. And they are such a testament to their mother. They are smart, Chantel, independent, beautiful young women who are my daily source of drive and inspiration. Who almost instantly on the day that each of them was born switched something on in my head. A deeply ingrained drive to make sure that their future is as bright as it possibly can be. To make sure that they have every advantage and every opportunity. To make sure that the only thing that limits them in life is the limit of their own imagination. Because at the end of the day, isn't that what we all want for our children? Isn't that what we want for all of BC's children? So how do we go about doing that? Well, to start with, you need to step up. You need to stand up and you need to say, I'm going to put my name out there. But you also need to acknowledge that you can't do it alone. Now, I'm a team builder. I know the importance of surrounding yourself with good people and recognizing that you don't have all the answers, and that's okay. Because on a great team, working together, there is nothing that cannot be accomplished. Yeah. And so I'd like to acknowledge a few people who are here tonight who have inspired and supported me along my journey. My mom and dad are here, Ken and Bernadette. They instilled in me values of honesty and hard work and perseverance, chasing your dreams and not letting anybody tell you that you can't do it. Mom and Dad, thank you so much. My friend and colleague, Greg Kylo, the MLA for Shuswap, isn't he the real deal? He's not that much older than me, but he's got 4 daughters and, 7 grandchildren now? 6. Sorry to rush things. Yeah, 7. Number 7 is on the way. That's quite the progress there. Really big family, I mean. Very productive, yeah. I also want to acknowledge another great friend of mine, a former colleague, a former MLA and cabinet minister, who has also agreed to step up and serve as a co-chair of our campaign. And that is my dear friend, Peter Fassbender, right over here. I want to acknowledge Ken Christian, our new, soon-to-be sworn-in mayor of Kamloops. I see our newest councillor, Ray Dollywall, here. And how about that Nancy Green Rain, senator, right back here. As well, it's always been a tremendous privilege to work with a number of former MLAs in Kamloops who really paved the way for Terry and Peter and myself. I'd like to acknowledge that both Kevin Kruger and Claude Richmond are here as well. Now, a few notable folks who couldn't be with us this evening. I mentioned Terry, the former MLA, great friend to all of us. Terry was with us this morning when we launched in Surrey. It meant so much for me to have Terry there with me. He unfortunately had to head back to Ottawa, where he's now working. He still resides here, but anyway, he wanted me to say hello to everyone. I also want to acknowledge Peter Millibar, who is the new MLA for Kamloops North Thompson, doing an absolutely fantastic job for the people of Kamloops in the legislature. He's in Prince George this evening doing his job as part of the Finance Legislature Committee, and he's doing a great job. We are very grateful that Leanne and some of his family are here on his behalf, however. And Bud Smith, another former MLA from Kamloops who is not here this evening. He is a senior advisor to the campaign. So Bud, wherever you are, thank you so much for stepping up. There's also a couple other people that I'd like to mention who aren't here. First off, the legendary Len Marchand, a real trailblazer, an inspiration to me. I know an inspiration to so many of us. His wife Donna is here. Donna, thank you so much for coming. And of course, I want to also mention Christopher Sagan, who is not here with us tonight. But at the very same time, being here at Thompson Rivers University, a place that we all know that he loved so much and that he was so passionate about, we just have to look around and we can see his legacy everywhere. To Chris again. Now, anyone that knows me knows that I believe in a big political tent, because I cut my political teeth in one. Because I learned long ago that we are stronger when we come together. that our differences don't divide us. In fact, they unite us. And that is what our BC Liberal Party is all about, a diverse coalition of proud British Columbians working together to make life better. Now, you know, as we were driving over here tonight, I was reminded of a Peter Zosky interview with the visionary W.A.C. Bennett from many years ago. It was after his retirement, looking back at his time in the Premier's office during the 20 years that W.A.C. guided and built this province of ours. Stop for a second and think about that. 20 years. John Horgan has been in the office for 20 minutes, it seems, and he is tearing our province apart. Anyway, after 20 years, W.A.C. Bennett had this to say: if you believe, you never get tired. Well, right now, friends, I can tell you that I believe. I believe in all of you. I believe in this great province in which we live. I believe in British Columbians. I believe that with our hard work, determination, imagination, that we can achieve anything that we set our minds to. I believe in our future. I have never been more revved up in all of my life. I stand ready to get our great province back on track, to put this province back on a path that we can all be proud of. A path that ensures not only that we remain the strongest economy in Canada, but that ensures families never doubt again that they are seeing the benefits of a strong economy. A path that makes life better for all British Columbians. Because together we can, together we must, and together we will. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why today I'm declaring my candidacy for the leadership of British Columbia's Liberal Party. Have I told you lately how much I love Kamloops? We as BC Liberals have demonstrated that we know how to manage an economy. 5 straight balanced budgets, low taxes, the best job creation record in Canada, with more British Columbians working today than ever before. The strongest economy in the country, the envy of the nation. And it was hard work on the part of all British Columbians, but it was the right thing to do. Because it's the strong economy which enables you to look after people, to invest in the services that people need, to care for our loved ones. A strong economy enables you to equip people with the skills needed to secure that family-supporting job. It enables you to increase access to childcare. It enables you to build roads and schools and hospitals. You know, there's a reason that the NDP didn't build a single new hospital in the 1990s. It's because they ran out of money. They ran out of your money. So they raised your taxes to try and make up the difference, which inevitably slowed the economy down further. So they kept running out of more money, a vicious cycle, and on it goes, as proof that the NDP just don't get it. And I'm sorry to say they are already starting us down that path again. Over the past few months, we have witnessed a brick-by-brick undermining of BC's solid economic foundation. John Horgan and his junior partner, Andrew Weaver, putting politics over prosperity. Putting British Columbia's future, your kids' future, my kids' futures, at risk for short-term political gain. Shame. And it's only been 3 months. Just imagine what these folks will do if they have 3, 4, 5 years in office. Do we want to imagine that? No! In the last campaign, the NDP talked about, do you remember this? A better BC. Well, tell me how chasing away the largest ever proposed private sector investment, Pacific Northwest LNG, how that's creating a better BC. Tell me how is opposing Site C a better BC? This is a project that will create, in fact, is creating thousands of good family-supporting jobs fueling investment, and providing a generation of clean, green electricity to power our clean tech future. How is risking that project creating a better BC? How is BC better with higher taxes? How is BC better with higher unemployment as investment in jobs leave our province? How is BC better when the government ignores communities ravaged and still reeling from the worst wildfire season in our province's history? I think we get the drift. All of us in this room know, all of us know the answer to every one of those questions. None of that makes BC better. So folks, let's do something about it. Starting right here, right now, tonight, let's do something about it together. Now, I believe central to any sound government success is to be a good manager of the people's money. That's why, even before I made the final decision to seek the leadership, I made a principled statement that under my watch, the BC Liberal Party would not accept taxpayer subsidies. Now, I believe that political parties should stand on their own and be supported financially by those, imagine this, who actually want to support them, not taxpayers. I believe that taxpayers should be spent on education and health care, not on political campaigns of the NDP and the Greens. Now, principle-based decisions means striking a balance. It means listening to people. It means engaging with people. It means including people, inviting people in. It also means making sure that our strong economy benefits everyone. I believe that if you can, you should. But if you can't, then a compassionate government, a compassionate society must be there for you. Programs and services must be there to help those who are struggling to get back on the right path so they too can contribute and realize their dreams. I think we forgot about that just a little the past few years as BC Liberals. It's not that we didn't care, but rather I think we didn't listen. We didn't inspire people as we needed to. We didn't ensure that our strong economy benefited all families and all communities. We didn't provide a vision that British Columbians could get behind. Well, folks, that ends today. So let me tell you a little bit about the British Columbia that I envision, the British Columbia that I seek, and how I think we can get there. I believe that it's time for a new generation of leadership in the BC Liberal Party, with a fresh perspective to listen to families, listen to small businesses, listen to work with communities, and then act on what we hear to make life better. But unlike John Horgan and the NDP, I recognize that making life better for people is only possible by sticking to our core values of building this province, balancing budgets, creating jobs, and keeping taxes low. So with that commitment to building a strong financial foundation, my leadership and our campaign will focus on the following key themes. Number one, the most important thing is a commitment to families. To that couple with 3 young children in Prince George struggling to access childcare. To the single mom in Cranbrook who is also trying to care for her aging mother. To the newlyweds in Vancouver struggling to save up for that most exciting purchase, your first home together. To making life better for all families across this province. This means expanded access to childcare and early childhood development. Not an unrealistic and unaffordable fantasy around $10 a day daycare, but a smart, meaningful approach that will make a real difference for BC's families and make that difference now. That will make life better now. That allows people to believe in their future now, to believe in our future together. It also means enhanced support for those impacted by Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. This includes steps that we can take to make life better for those looking after loved ones battling from these life-changing conditions. It also means greater supports for mental health and addictions, because these are all things that families are dealing with, that schools are dealing with, that communities are grappling with, and that government needs to be there to help with. I'm also talking about renewed relationships, not just with families, but with communities as well. We need to stop telling local communities and regions what's best for them and start engaging. Start working with them, figuring out how to improve the places we live, raise families, work and play. A new partnership with every community across the province. My second area of focus is building the economy of tomorrow, embracing and harnessing BC's technology potential across every sector of our economy and every community across our province. BC has an unlimited opportunity for success if we embrace the innovative green economy of the future, not at the expense of our traditional industries, not at the expense of mining or the expense of forestry or agriculture or ranching, but in complement to them. Complement to them. This is our chance to reimagine work and learning in BC. Think about reimagine work and learning in our province. And in my British Columbia, I see an innovation powerhouse. But we need to harness that across our province. And far too many leaders have spoken for far too many years about embracing technology. It's time we actually do it. My third area of focus is renewing the coalition, renewing our party for the benefit of all British Columbians. Throwing the doors and the windows of this party wide open to be more inclusive and more welcoming of British Columbians. Attracting more BC Liberal members than ever before. More youth, more women, more people reflecting the rich diversity and the cultures that make up this great province of ours. And as I said earlier, the last election clearly showed that far too many voters felt we didn't speak for them. And frankly, in some cases, they were right. While we were seen to be sound fiscal managers, we lost sight of why a strong economy is so important. Why all families, all communities, needed to see the benefits of that strong economy. Now, as someone with a deep and abiding love of British Columbia, as someone who has been there at the very beginning of the modern-day BC Liberal Party, I'm obviously deeply concerned by this. I know that every single member of our BC Liberal caucus is deeply concerned about this. I know that all of you are deeply concerned about this. That's why I believe we need a leader committed to bringing people together to build a stronger, more inclusive coalition with far more dialogue and interaction with members. As your leader, I envision regular town hall meetings, a chance to raise ideas, seek answers, or just to share opinions. And in fact, this listening starts right now. Because that is what our campaign is going to be all about. An opportunity to hear directly from British Columbians in their living rooms, in coffee shops, community centers, small businesses, in every corner of British Columbia about what is most important to them. We also need a much more diverse range of voices around a much larger table, because that is how we will defeat the NDP as soon as practically possible. Now, I said it at the beginning, and I'll say it again now. A commitment to families is what has guided every aspect of my life as a father, as an entrepreneur and tech CEO, as an MLA, and as a cabinet minister. A recognition that at the end of your day, our most important job is to help families, to build a better, stronger community, to ensure a bright future for our children, to make life better. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier this year, the BC Liberal Party was sent a message. And we can't be so negligent to ignore that directive. And let me be clear, this is not a time to hang your head low. This is not a time to feel discouraged or defeated. But rather, this is an opportunity to pick ourselves up, to encourage each other, to reignite the fire that drives our inner soul to make a difference for what is right, to recommit to fiscal responsibility that benefits all in a place like no other, that creates opportunities for all of our children to prosper, that cares for and supports those who face challenges through no fault of their own, that provides dependable services and respect for those who have toiled before us. And what we have already achieved in British Columbia gives us great hope for what we can and must achieve tomorrow. And let me repeat what I said right off the top. This is not just my journey. Our party and our province needs your help. Families, small businesses, and communities all over British Columbia need all of your help. Call your friends, talk to your neighbors, your coworkers, your fellow students. Ask them to join you and join the BC Liberal Party. Tell them about this new generation of BC Liberal leadership with a fresh vision for the challenges of today and tomorrow. Friends, tonight, I want to make you this pledge. I'm never going to walk away. I will always have your back, and I promise to never let you down. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe in all of you, and I believe together we have a great future ahead of us. Thank you very much.